Atul Punj has worked tirelessly for over 2 decades to convert Punj Lloyd into a $2.5 billion diversified engineering conglomerate. As India moves towards bridging its infrastructure deficit, corporates like Punj will play a crucial part. So who better than Atul to give us the infra report card? Atul Punj, many thanks for joining us on CNBC TV 18. We're doing a look back at the year that was since the last budget. Infrastructure, a lot was actually looked at from the finance minister. Not much really happened, outside of the IIFCL takeout financing scheme allocation up as far as the JNNURM was concerned, Bharat Nirman, the, sort of urban rural housing scheme and so on and so forth. But from an infrastructure point of view, are you satisfied? Have there been more misses than hits?
No, I think I'm extremely satisfied as to the way the whole sector has gone. I think the public expectation was that immediately post the budget, that suddenly we would be seeing 20 kilometers of roads a day, for example.
Yeah.
But I think
that was never a realistic target.
No, it is a realistic target, but there is a time to be able to get there.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the sequence of operations, firstly, you had the model concession agreement that was really fraught with a lot of negative issues, which was preventing a lot of the financing.
In fact, very few issues left.
Now, pretty much cleaned up totally. Yeah. The number of tenders that are now being made in larger and larger packages to get bigger companies to be attracted to those projects is now in the process of rolling out. So I think you'll see a lot of major awards happening by March this year.
Yeah.
Then you will go into a financing cycle because a lot of them are on a PPP basis.
Right.
And then you will see mobilization and delivery at site. So I think we'll probably hit that target of coming up to about 20 kilometers within about 6 to 9 months from now. But on the power side, again, you see
So the NHAI and the highways program, to your mind, would be the single biggest hit as far as the economic report card is concerned for this government?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely.
And I think on the power side, again, we're seeing a lot of movement happening.
That's right.
A lot of independent power producers are coming in, some merchant, some PPA based. Most of them are in the point of financial closure now.
Right.
We've received a significant amount of business in that area, and we're ramping up significantly. And I think the issues really going forward are going to be more from the point of view of capacity building.
Right.
The two major constraints that I believe could affect the sector going forward will be finance and people.
Okay. So power, how would you rate the overall performance?
Power, I would say, if you had to ask me on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it right now about a 6.
A 6.
Around a 6.
Okay, that's not bad for a sector that has underperformed consistently. So 6 on 10 is not bad. Yeah. Outstanding issues that you would actually like the government to look out for as far as this budget is concerned. Budget 2010, what are your key expectations?
I think for me personally, the budget expectations have got fairly diluted now because it's no longer the black box that it used to be.
Sure.
So I think to really expect too much coming out of the budget per se is not really worth anybody's time. But as a company and as an individual, I think what India needs to focus now is on the governance issues, the delivery mechanisms.
Okay, governance not really so much of a budget issue, but outside of that, concern really on whether the stimulus measures will be withdrawn or not, amounting to almost 3.4% of GDP.
All going in for financial closure pretty much at the same time. All right. Some will get financial closure very quickly, depending on who the private promoter is, what their balance sheets look like, etc. But there could be a spate of other not such strong balance sheets that are going to try to pick up large amounts of financing where there will be delays. So that could be a constraint. The fact is there's just so much of it coming for power and for the highway sector and possibly ports tomorrow simultaneously.
Okay. I know it's simplistic to ask you to put a number on the economic performance in the last year, but I'm going to ask you nevertheless, if the budget were really to sort of present an architecture that was investment and growth oriented, how would you say that the performance has been in the last year?
I think pretty good. I think last year the entire economic scape in a sense was impacted by the global issues, and there was a lot of confusion about to what extent India would get impacted, could get impacted.
How coupled we were, how decoupled we were.
There was all that dialogue about globalization and coming together or not coming together. So a lot of it got confused, the analysis. So I don't believe that the government really got the kind of credit that it should have got. Okay. That happened pretty late in the day. Okay. After we realized suddenly that, India is not pretty much, it is not as affected as the rest of the world. So suddenly Mr. Reddy was remembered again, and a lot of kudos started flowing around. So overall, I think we've done a great job in this period. The fact that we are largely domestic consumption based has been a big savior, which earlier was a big criticism because everybody was rushing into the export space. So overall, I think it's been a good run, and I believe next year is going to be even better.
All right, so good run next year, hopefully even better. Atul Punj, many thanks for speaking to us on CNBC TV 18. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks.